really shows where a manager's thinking. You're going in at 1-1, you think actually you've done a pretty good job to contain Notts County to a 1-1 draw going into half-time, but he certainly feels that maybe the game is there for the taking, and sometimes making substitutions like this can be seen as a positive thing, and it almost thinks as an opposition, hold on a minute, they're not here to settle for the draw. He wants to go here. He's probably seen elements in the game that he'll want from his side, and I think Wheeler just wasn't really involved in the game too much. Ottaway ran his socks off down the line, but maybe just felt a change was needed, as you mentioned, to try and sort that press out a little bit more, because I just felt it was a little bit short sometimes.
Brooks with the clearance. Mentioned a few times that defeat for Notts County at Dorking in September. Notts have played 27 matches since then. They've won 20 of them, only lost once. An amazing record, but still not enough for top spot. That belongs to Wrexham, who are 7 points clear as it stands, and there's so much significance on this 45 minutes of football in terms of the title race. They simply have to win,
I think they do, yeah. I do. Said to you at half-time, I feel that if this ends a draw or a loss for Notts County, I really do think it is Wrexham's to lose, and it could be game over. That is significant now when you're going into this last 10 games of the season. Said points will be dropped. It's when the points are going to be dropped. With Wrexham winning today, you just cannot afford them to have that points advantage.
Rodriguez. Find Austin. It's just 1 point from their last 2 games, remember, for Notts County. He came across quite bullish at half-time. Maybe feel his side can again spring a surprise against Notts. The ultimate disruptor, really, isn't he, Mark White? Like to show that underdog spirit, don't they? Like to annoy people, I think was one of the ways he put it earlier on in the season as well. Remember Rich Pippin, who's followed Dorking's story for the Bunch of Amateurs documentary series. He describes Mark White as a disruptor. Said he's gone into the world of established football clubs and said, I can do that, and he has done it. Arami with the ball back here to Brooks. It's a risky ball. I don't think O'Brien appreciated it too much. Clearly under instruction to play out from the back, the 19-year-old goalkeeper.
That's one of the reasons why Luke Williams went to him to start him against Bromley. Just felt the way that the side wanted to play, as Kevin Watson said at the start of the game. They want to play out the back, and maybe he felt Brooks was probably the best option, despite his age. Maybe the way that he wants to play out, he was the better option. Because they do have Archie Mayer as well, who's another goalkeeper they could have called upon, who's older, 3 years older than Brooks, and on loan from Norwich. And you'd have to think, if you were in Mayer's shoes or gloves, and you weren't picked when Slocum's injured, you'd be thinking, what are you doing at the club? Yeah, I mean, it's a frustration. You go on loan to wait for your opportunity and chance, which he would have done. Sam Slocum is clearly the #1 goalkeeper. It's been time and time again this season and in previous seasons, but when you get an injury or suspension, that's when you have to wait for your chance, and Luke Williams deciding to go for Tiernan Brooks, which I think surprised a few people, but the manager will have to stick by his decision. Tough call to certainly have made.
Without 3 really important players in that defence today, with Slocum, as we just mentioned, out, Kyle Cameron, the captain, missing through illness, and Baldwin is still suspended after that red card in the defeat against Dagenham and Redbridge. And Maine was just beaten to that and then clattered into by the goalkeeper, Lincoln.
For a split second, I didn't think he was going to get there. I thought he was just a little bit hesitant when he came out. Especially with the pace of Aaron Domain, who was lightning quick. Just got the toe on it in the end, but took the wing back out at the same time.
Austin. That sets of players appealing. It's a goal kick that is given. Tony Craig, who we just saw there, the captain of Dorking Wanderers, he's going to be really important in terms of his leadership, his experience, if they're to take something from this today. Could be a coach of the future as well, is working towards his badges. It's Lincoln, who has played first-class cricket in the past for Kent, with the goal kick. Played in T20 cricket as well for Middlesex. He's captain of Berkshire. And he could be under pressure here as Austin surely looks for Langstaff! They've turned it round! Luke Williams' side in front. Macaulay Langstaff with his 35th goal of the season.
Well, it seems like order has been restored again in Meadow Lane. And yet again, it's the number 9 of Notts County. A couple of times in that first half, you worried about the way that Dorking were playing in that midfield area with a couple of sloppy passes. And this time, it gets capitalised on. It's poor there from Pryor. And then Sam Austin, I think, still has a lot to do there. And almost bounces the ball into the ground that takes it over to Craig. It can't stop the cross coming in. But yet again, Macaulay Langstaff in the right place at the right time.
And they're smiling again at Meadow Lane. He's now only 4 goals away from the club record for goals in a single season. That was set by Tom Keatley back in the 1930-31 season. Every chance he will break that.
Oh, amazing, isn't it? Don't think there's any penalties in that as well, which makes it even more remarkable.
Palmer, Rodriguez. Oh, they fancy it now. Langstaff!
It's been an issue second half performances for Dorking. Mark White said at half-time, as we heard on the dressing room camera, if you don't defend properly, you don't press well, then they could get 4 or 5-1. He certainly looks up for it now, doesn't he?
What a signing he's been. Of course, did so well at Gateshead last season, helped fire them to promotion with 28 goals, but he's gone to a whole new level this season. He's with Middlesbrough as a youngster. Macaulay Langstaff has never played in the EFL. I don't think there's any doubt that whether it's with Notts County or somebody else, he will do next season, surely.
He's the best thing I've seen since Andre Gray, in terms of his movement, his quality. We saw Andre Gray on kind of a remarkable career as well. We say they look for the next Jamie Vardy. Well, we've certainly got one here as well. I mentioned that season at Gateshead last year and what he's producing this season.
The Main couldn't quite keep it in. Suddenly there's a bit more freedom, a bit more confidence about Notts County.
What I mentioned about the passing in the first half, it was a little bit too mundane. I thought it was a little bit static and it wasn't quite enough. But they're making more positive passes now, which they weren't doing in that first half. It was quite safe in all honesty.
It's quite remarkable that this is a league fixture really. As recently as the 2014-15 season, Notts were in League 1, while Dorking finished second in Sussex County Football League Division 1. Finished a point behind Littlehampton Town, who won the league that season.
My neck of the woods, trophy finalist last season, Littlehampton. I even played in that league once upon a time.
Ever have an offer off them?
No.
Hearing there could be another change coming here for Dorking with just 10 minutes gone in the second half. They've just made 2 changes at half-time. Joe Taylor recovered well there, Notts County. Looked for a moment like it could get awkward for them there. Langstaff is chasing this, but out comes Dan Lincoln.
I'm sure Luke Williamson would have said to his players at half-time, go out with the purpose, set the tempo.
Pryor was hoping for the cross there. I'm hearing Ryan Seeger is going to be coming on shortly. But they look a bit stretched here, Dorking. Palmer. Langstaff on a hat-trick. Angle's tight for him, he's got Rodriguez in support. Rodriguez wants it back. Can't quite get it through to him, Austin. Langstaff. This spells danger. Well, he wasn't too far away.
Third league hat-trick of the season, isn't he? Great turn there. Just trying to bend it into that top left-hand corner, right-hand corner, facing towards him.
The other thing that's worth noting about Langstaff's contribution to this Notts side is it's not just all about goals. He's got 6 assists as well in the league this season. Also capable of laying goals on for teammates. So Seeger is coming on. It's Bobby Joe Taylor who's going to be replaced here by Ryan Seeger. It's an unused sub on Tuesday, having features in all of the club's first 38 games of the season. The Alfie Rutherford scored more goals for them in National League South last season. He got 27 league goals last season. Ryan Seeger, he played for England at under 17 level. So maybe a show of intent from Mark White.
He's done that time and time again this season. 2-1 down. Bringing on another attacking player to try and get that next goal. Might cost them. He's trying to be positive in his substitutions.
Austin. Lincoln just got in the way of that. Much better though this from Notts County in the second half.
Well, they've gained control of the game, but a bit more of a purpose in that final third, which I think was lacking on more occasions than one. With those balls in particular there, that one from Rodriguez into Austin, they didn't do that enough first half. I mentioned about the sideways and backwards passing, it wasn't good enough, and now you've seen a much better quality.
I wonder whether we underestimate at times the pressure that comes with playing second in the live game after the other title challenger has already won. Perhaps maybe that added to a sense of unease that he detected a little bit about Notts County in the first half. They weren't putting the ball at risk as much as you might have expected them to do, and whenever Dorking did look to have a go at them, it looked like they might have a bit of joy. O'Brien. Of course, they did absolutely dominate the possession in that first half. Palmer, lovely ball, Nemain in again, Langstaff square! And Rodriguez is there! Oh, and it's off the line! Austin with the shot. Craig got in the way of it.
Brilliant play all round. Stop maybe in the main, was looking for Langstaff, and then the angle ran out for him. I think he's a yard offside, but plays the advantage there. And in the end, it just couldn't quite happen for him. Craig on the line with the goal-saving clearance. That's brilliant defending, isn't it? Saw it a couple of weeks ago when Dagenham were here, defending for their lives on the line.
There could be another chance here. Still not quite breaking for them in the box. Relentless at the moment, Notts County. Just over an hour gone. By Rami. Lovely ball back. Palmer brought it down, but then misjudged the cross.
What they've not done, Notts County, is then got the goal and then just sort of dropped off the pace a little bit. They've kept going, sent in this third and maybe a fourth, because you never know, goal difference could be a massive part come the end of the season.
It is tight, isn't it, in terms of the goal difference? Just 3 goals in it at the moment. Between Wrexham and Notts County, that is at the top of the table. 4 points the gap would be if Notts were to see this through. Still a long way to go at Meadow Lane. We got that late drama, didn't we, when Dagenham and Redbridge visited here a couple of weeks ago. Rami with the ball back to Brooks.
Sometimes when we've seen Notts County this season being vulnerable, when they've been so on top, and then just that one ball over the top.
Superbly done by Rodriguez, and looks to slip in Langstaff for appealing for offside, and the flag does go up. He just went a fraction early, didn't he?
Rodriguez did brilliantly there. That was a good line there from Dorking. Held the line really well. Now Langstaff to move on and go into that offside position. He certainly feels that the right momentum now is with his team.
It was a hefty challenge. Taylor not holding back.
One thing that Pete Williams doesn't want is another injury.
He's only named 4 subs today. Palmer speaking with the player who just made that challenge, Josh Taylor. Also, Josh Taylor, as well as playing for Dorking, is a scout for a USA soccer scholarship agency. In fact, he did one himself in the States between the ages of 18 and 22. Now helps to send other people out there. Dorking, one of the few part-time sides still at this level. A top scorer this season, James McShane, also works at a Royal Mail delivery office. A reminder of our forthcoming attractions in the National League. A lunchtime kickoff next Saturday. 2 of the sides chasing promotion via the playoffs. Woking against Chesterfield. They've given it away cheaply here, just overplaying it really. This is what, Adam, from a Notts County perspective for their supporters must be a real concern, because it doesn't matter how good they look going forward, you just always feel that they've got a mistake in them.
Well, I said about 5 minutes ago that sometimes they are at their most vulnerable when they are on top in games and they allow yourself a chance and opportunity by playing in the wrong areas.
Were they guilty of overplaying?
Yeah, sometimes you do. So the changes that Mark made at half-time is to probably try and utilise that in the press in that midfield area, that if they do go short, then you have to go and press in those areas on Palmer and O'Brien.
Really nice turn. Bauman has got there before Nemain. Cook with the chance to cross. Really badly overhit it.
Disappointing there. Use that left-hand side really well. Bauman making a decent run, little cut back there for Cook, but just overcooked it.
I mention about the Woking-Chesterfield game we have coming up. We should also tell you about Wealdstone against Barnet, another fixture to look forward to. That's Saturday, the 25th of March on BT Sport 3. You mentioned part-time teams, Adam. Of course, Wealdstone are in that category as well. And what a season they've had.
Amazing, isn't it? Stuart Maynard doing another magnificent job there. Losing Reece Brown, a real key player as a centre-forward, going to Woking. You've seen the goals he scored for Woking since moving there. Another brilliant job. You talk about him, you talk about Alan Devonshire, you talk about Mark White. Managers that have done remarkably well on small budgets to be so competitive in the National League.
Look at the other game I just mentioned as well that we're coming up next week, Woking-Chesterfield. Darren Sarll as well at Woking. What a job he's done since leaving Yeovil.
Another one, isn't he? Got the job last season. Probably had that time with his players to see what he wants to move forwards. Assembled a brilliant squad, and to say it so far, for me, he's been manager of the season in the National League. Him and Kevin Mark, considering the difficulties he's had to deal with at Southend, he's doing a magnificent job.
Lincoln. Flicking by Pryor. Now Palmer. Nemain. Just lost a bit of momentum, haven't they, Notts County, that they showed at the start of the second half.
Yeah, I said that. It's really important for Dorking just to try and get something in terms of just trying to stifle the balls into Rodriguez. That really led through to Langstaff in terms of the quality. Jones has been pretty quiet in the second half down that left-hand side, not as influential as he was in the first. I give credit to the away side. They've now rattled them a little bit, stopped their momentum, and now getting hopefully a little bit more joy. The substitutions that he's made.
Lemonhay Evans is going to be coming on here for Notts County. Fairly recent arrival last month from Stockport County. Yet to start a game for Notts. This would be his third substitute appearance. Somebody that Luke Williams worked with originally at Bristol City. Palmer, Rawlinson. More. Now they can make that challenge, change, I should say. It's Austin who is coming off for the introduction of Conor Lemonhay Evans.
Good performance from him. Really important in that second half with the assist for Macaulay Langstaff to get themselves that second goal. That player coming on of real quality. We certainly saw that at Torquay United. Didn't quite get the run of games you'd have wanted at Stockport County, but coming at this key stage of the season for Luke Williams has proved a good bit of business from him.
Pryor, Notts County fans felt there was a handball there, and on we go. Luke Moore. First involvement for Lemonhay Evans is to win a free kick. He's been combative, hasn't he, in the midfield, Josh Taylor. Joe Cook, who's on loan from Chesterfield. It's so long since Dorking have won an away game. 13 National League away games without a win. They've lost 10 of those. You have to go back to the 13th of September The last time his side won on their travels in the National League, that was 1-0 at Barnet. Jones. Lemonhay Evans. Up against Phil Potts. Palmer. Lemonhay Evans bounced off the challenge. Langstaff was alive to it! Straight at Lincoln.
Good play there. Positive ball into his feet, that quick turn, that quick shot that he's always looking for. Good early start there for Conor Lemonhay Evans to be involved early with a positive pass and a positive ball. Just his movement, Adam, just to pick up that bit of space in the 18-yard box.
Always on his toes as well, isn't he, Langstaff? As I said there, he's just alive to that there might be a chance coming his way.
If only we had a pundit that could talk about movement in the box.
Aaron McLean's listening. Chickson. Lemonhay Evans wants it. It's to Jones. It's behind for a corner. They're just up to it again now.
Yeah, good bit of defending there as well. There's a good outball in that first half, Jody Jones, but not really been involved as much in this second. But it's a good ball in there, but good defending.
I've got to say, Adam, for the possession that they've had, the chances that they've created, there just feels a bit of danger about this game for me from a Notts County perspective.
And I said it against Maidenhead when Wrexham were in this situation. I'd be slightly nervous as a Notts County fan because Dorking will play with nothing to lose, and they won't just sit back and then try and get one chance on the forward. They will still keep going and going. They'll be happy to concede the next goal, trying to get the equaliser. Just get a set play with a bit of quality. They've got all their attacking players on now.
It's Bauman's pass. Played forward by Cook. Bauman wants the pass and got it off Josh Taylor. Can he get something into the box? Well defended by Nemain. Bauman again. Taylor. Moore is bypassed. Frankham's played it wide. You can see they've got lots of bodies in and around the box here. Cross was in towards Pryor. Rain really coming down now in Nottingham.
Good header there from Arami, then stop Pryor getting on the end of it. It was a brilliant ball in there, plenty of pace. Centre half just doing enough there to get on the header. But we're talking about these situations now, Adam. They come in for set plays, make sure the ball is in right, put them under a bit of pressure.
Moore. Can they find an equaliser here? It's a searching cross. Now maybe Notts County can break using the pace of the main. That's such a cynical challenge. Deary me. McShane, well, you can say he's taking one for the team, and it's a tactical foul. I have to say, Adam, I absolutely loathe that side of the game. I understand why he's done it. I understand that he's happy to take the card, but I hate that. I really do.
I love it.
No, I bet you do as a defender.
It's more and more that's come into the game now.
It has,
and I know managers ask for that.
Don't get me wrong, I understand why he's done it.
Yeah, frustration, I get it.
But I have to say, from the enjoyment factor of watching a football match from a neutral perspective, for a counter-attack like that to be halted by such a cynical tackle, it's within the laws of the game, I know. But
I know you've spoken about Luke Williams with Gus Poyet, and Gus Poyet was my manager at Brighton, and he said that to us straight away. You just make that challenge. If you get 5 yellow cards doing that and serve a suspension, you'll come straight back into the side. I want you to do that. I want you to stop those counter-attacks happening. It's a frustration for a neutral and a frustration for a fan. I totally understand that.
Foul by County substitute Lemon Hay-Evans. He's not to put himself about since coming on. Going to see Vincent coming on here for Notts County. It's very rarely featured this season. Plays one forward. Palmer looking to get to it. Langstaff was unmarked in the middle. It's going to be a corner.
Certainly the counter's always going to be on for Notts County. The more Dorking are going to just throw players forward and leave themselves 2-on-2 at the back. Leave themselves pretty stretched.
Jones. Cleared by Craig. Lemon Hay-Evans. Rodriguez. Oh, lovely ball! And Langstaff just has it taken away from him. Danger still not clear though. Rodriguez. And it's wide from the Portuguese.
It's like poetry in motion, isn't it, when these two link up? These type of passes. Look at the movement there. To put away, to create the space and then go inside. Just a little bit too much on the ball there. Goalkeeper does well to come out and stop it. Gets that shot off there quite quickly. Just manages to go through to that side of the goal.
It was Rodriguez who set up Langstaff for the equaliser at Bromley last weekend. So, as well as Vincent, we're going to see Bostock coming on here for Notts County as well. Reinforcements in the midfield area. So O'Brien comes off for Bostock. He signed an 18-month contract with Notts County back in December. Apparently did have other options at a higher level, but felt this was the right move and said he followed his heart in that respect. Jody Jones coming off as well for the introduction of Vincent, former Bournemouth player. It's only his third league appearance of the season, all of them from the bench. He's got League 2 experience with Scunthorpe and Walsall. So they've made all their outfield changes available to them now, Notts County. Their only other sub, of course, today was Archie Mayer, a goalkeeper. Both sides have made all of their available changes. Still got around 12 minutes plus whatever gets added on to go. By Rami. Bostock. A big midweek ahead of us in terms of the Champions League. Manchester City level with Leipzig after the first leg in Germany. Tuesday, 7 o'clock for that. The Etihad and Liverpool have a huge task, don't they? Heading to Spain, 5-2 down from the first leg against Real Madrid. A clear block off there by Rami. And that was another example of a tactical foul, wasn't it? Yellow card is going to be shown here to Bayrami. No complaints, nor should there be from Bayrami.
A couple of easy yellow cards in the second half for the referee. One from McShane with a blatant stop of the counter. One for the most blatant body check you'll see this season.
County lead, but it is a slender lead. As County get the decision, flag up on the far side.
Pretty sure Luke Williams won't be comfortable coming into these final 10 minutes of the scoreline as it is. As you mentioned, the chances that they've had, they should, I think, have another goal or two in them to be a little bit more comfortable. They're play to Dorking. They've really dug in this second half after conceding that early goal.
Great surge forward this, led by Rami. Wasn't able to find Langstaff, and out came Lincoln. Dorking, a couple of games unbeaten coming into this. Goalless draw with Halifax, then a 2-1 win in the week over Barnet. This time they've gone 2 games unbeaten this calendar year. But could they find a way to take something from Meadow Lane? Remember the reverse fixture, which they beat Notts County in back in September, finished 3-1. They scored twice very late on to win that game.
They did, yeah. I mean, I remember seeing that game early part of the season. Luke Williams trying to implement the way that he wants to play. They got caught on that 4G surface, being pressed in the right areas.
To Chicks. Rodriguez. Lemonhay Evans, didn't quite run through for Langstaff. Moore. Baumann will keep this in. Players arriving in yellow in the box. Baumann with Moore calling for it. It's opened up for the shot here and he's spiced it. Disappointing end to what had looked a promising move that for Dorking Wanderers.
Yeah, good play there. Baumann down that left-hand side. It's probably the one area you maybe look at the main. Don't think he seems comfortable to go and defend. He's brilliant going forwards. Just to cut back there, just hit the target. The rain's coming down. It's not easy conditions for the goalkeeper.
Mentioned some of the part-time full-time jobs that the players for Dorking have outside of playing for the club. Luke Moore is a qualified electrician. Mark White, somebody who knows the business world very well. In fact, he used to work in the city, owns a marketing agency. Langstaff. Nemain. Nemain's gone for the return. Just taken away from him by Joe Cook. It's going to be a corner. I feel a little aggrieved there, Dorking.
What do you think's Aaron Lemaine has had the last touch on this? Cook does well to keep his balance to get back up.
There's Palmer's pass. Lemonhay Evans. Great ball, and it's just cut out. Very well defended again, that by Tony Craig, who so often today has been in the right place at the right time. All that experience showing, playing with more than 700 career appearances. Worth remembering and reiterating, Adam, isn't it, as we head towards the closing stages here. Yes, we focus a lot on the title race, but in terms of survival, this is a really big game as well for Dorking.
Well, it is, isn't it? I mean, Yeovil picking up a point against Chesterfield. Halifax and Aldershot game called off. So it's up between them and Gateshead and Torquay.
Rodriguez. And Palmer finishes it! That should be the points. Matty Palmer, the player, arriving in the right place at the right time. And it's 3-1 to Notts County.
Well, they needed this goal just to get themselves over the line. It's a brilliantly weighted through ball there from Ruben Rodriguez yet again. And for a player that offers so much in that midfield for Luke Williams' side, it's nice to see him come up with a goal, because he's so important to the way that this side plays. brilliantly timed run and a brilliantly timed goal for Notts County.
Only his second of the season in the National League, and the last was back in October. He's somebody who knows how to get promoted as well, Palmer. He'll be so important from a mentality perspective in the running. He's had 4 promotions in his career. He's only 28. How much, Adam, in terms of when you're going for a title or a promotion, does that side of things, that experience of getting over the line, how much does it come into it?
I think it'll be massive. I say I've been there before myself. When you look around your players that have been there and done it, that experience counts for so much. I think you look at the experience now that Wrexham have got in there, those players have won championships, they all know what to do. As a side, it's game management in those key moments that the manager has to go and trust you, and experience goes a long way in that situation.
It's 4 against 3 momentarily here in the main. Langstaff with his arm aloft. It wasn't a great ball in the end. Just over 7,000, I'm told, today at Meadow Lane. We've seen 4 goals. Notts County still seem eager for more here in the closing stages as Craig takes the free kick. Good foot race that, wasn't it, involving Seeger, the number 9. Cook. Always had the potential this to be an awkward assignment for Notts County. It looks as though they are going to negotiate it pretty well in the end. Lemonhay Evans wins it back, and they'd love to get a hat-trick for Langstaff. Rodriguez, and now here is Macaulay Langstaff.
He was never passing that, was he? Dorking still throwing players forwards. It's almost the game being over.
It's so important, isn't it, for Notts County that he stays fit between now and the end of the season. 9 games left after this. Going to be a 4-point gap between Notts County and Wrexham with the same games played after this weekend. The title race stays as close as that, or even gets even closer come Easter Monday. What a huge match that is going to be at the racecourse.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough, isn't it? Stay close, Notts County, but you look at their next 2 games in Eastleigh and Barnet. Wrexham have to go to Bromley and York. They're trying to work out games, and Oldham and Halifax, it's so hard to see. I'm trying to guess where points are going to be dropped, but the next 2 games are going to be crucial for Luke Williamson. He was my player there for player of the match. Just so important. He's been a pleasure to watch this season, Adam. His movement is on a different level. His quality on front of goal is on a different level, and again today he's been the difference yet again.
35 goals for the season now for Macaulay Langstaff. I remember how it was said pre-season when he had other offers, Langstaff. Notts weren't the only side who showed an interest in him, but he said as soon as he came to the club, and he went in a room and all the analysts had prepared all these clips about how they felt that he could fit into the club, the way that they played. So he was so impressed by that. It was a big factor in making the decision to come to Notts County. The fact that he felt that they'd just gone that extra mile in terms of analysing why he could be so useful to them. So a minimum of 3 minutes added time. Seb Baumann.
Getting these one-on-ones against the main, it's always going to drop off and you can run at him.
Next at Meadow Lane for Notts County. They go to Barnet, have a corner here. Dorking go to York City next and then host Maidenhead. Still work for them to do in terms of getting safe. First season, remember, at National League level. But this run of theirs away from home is going to go on as well. It's going to be 14 National League away games without a win for Dorking, and 11 defeats in those 14 games as well. It's a problem for them.
Yeah, it will be a cause of concern. Compliment all the way that you want to play, and so always going down fighting. Certainly have to feel their home record is going to probably get them over the line if they do stay up.
Say credit to Dorking Wanderers though, who have already beaten Notts once this season, and for the majority of this game have kept them really honest, took the lead. It's worth reiterating, this is a group of players who only train on Tuesdays and Thursdays, part-time. Many of them have jobs outside of football. At Luke Williams' side, they're going to get the job done here, and it was so important today that they did.
Yeah, a banana skin game. Conceding the first goal, and you have to say they've shown great character to turn this around. I think second half, first 15-20 minutes they were excellent. They were really on it, really set the tempo and put the pressure back onto Dorking, and managed to get that early second half goal, which I think certainly helped settle the nerves. Still look a little bit vulnerable at the back, but hopefully with Cameron back and Slocum back sooner rather than later, then they might be able to shore themselves up again.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks is the estimate for the injury for Slocum. That's why they've not maybe gone out and looked in the loan market, which I thought they might do for an experienced goalkeeper in the circumstances. Done for Notts County, and they're back to winning ways. Luke Williams' side, after getting a bit of a scare from Dorking Wanderers, who took the lead at Meadow Lane through Jason Pryor, but then we saw the skipper for the day, Macaulay Langstaff, score twice, both well-taken goals, and then the game finished off as a contest in the second half with that goal from Matty Palmer, his first since October. The Notts fans see their side reduce the gap at the top to 4 points, just as it was ahead of today. And